Hey guys, should they postpone or cancel the 2021 Bassmaster Classic? That's what we're going to talk about today. However, before we get into it, I got to thank a few people. First, y'all for watching and supporting the channel. It's been a weird year. This COVID and everything else that's going on, it's been a weird year. And we'll get into the Classic here in a few minutes. But I wanted to just to thank, you see on the bottom there, all the sponsors of the podcast. And I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently from here on out. I keep, if you don't know, this is a really competitive, very competitive industry. And it's really, really, a lot of people are really quick to knock somebody down. I think that's I understand it for competitive wise, I understand it, but it really doesn't help the whole industry. So today I'm going to try to help or tell you or show you or say to you, look, there's a lot of other great people out there that do podcasts and they do social media stuff or videos and all that stuff that you should be checking out. Good morning, Mom. You should be checking out because it'll only help you if you're a fan of everything that goes on in the industry. So yes, I'm a little cold. It's like 43, 44 degrees here in Florida today. If you're not a Floridian, I know that's not cold to everybody up north, but down here, people freak out. I mean, there's a person around the corner that put blankets on their shrubs. I just wish someone had. I've said it for years. I think it would be hilarious to go over and steal those blankets and stuff, but that would be against everything I believe in. So, anyway, so make sure you support all those people. We still have the prize packs from Mirror Lure, DOA, Culprit Riptide, Optima Batteries, Daiichi, Starbright Startron, and Egret Baits. So if you're interested in one of those, email me and I'll put you on the list. Doesn't mean it's going to be happening right away. I don't send those out myself, but if you email me, I will put you on the list and you'll get some free stuff. I mean, I just got an amazing scrub brush from Starbright Startron. I don't know if you can see that. They call it the Magic Sponge. And the great thing about it, people who really know me, I have a couple phobias. I have a hand phobia, and I really like to keep things fairly clean. But one thing I always loved was if you've ever used I think, what is it called? The Magic Eraser. Now they have these from Starbright Startron that go on this, that you can wash your boat, and it's got a great extension to it. So if you're looking for a gift last minute, if you're looking for a gift for somebody, this is a great gift. Someone that's a boater or someone who's a clean freak or whatever, this is great. And they have 3 different sponges. You can see the extra large. But Starbright Startron's been with us at least 6 years. I mean, at least 6 years. So check them out. But again, if you want the prize packs, that's it. So there's a couple other things before we get into the topic of the day, because it really is the topic. We're going to talk about the Opens. We're going to talk about some stuff that's going on, especially if you don't know about Aaron Martens. He has been sick, fighting cancer, but they still have a GoFundMe account for Aaron. They're trying to raise $50,000. I think they're at $46,000 is what I saw this morning. If you're able to, and you enjoy everything that Aaron Martens has done for the industry, and just what a great man he is. He's a great fisherman, but he's an even better man. And if you're able to, go to GoFundMe, and if you're able to donate. If you can't, that's all right. I mean, you first take care of your family, but if you have a couple extra bucks, go over to the GoFundMe, do a search for Aaron Martens, and donate if possible. I understand if you can't. Next, now I'm getting emails about pizzas. Next, coming up, if you're in Central Floridian, there is a fantastic tournament coming up over at the Guy Harvey Camp Mac. It is called the Bonfire Festival, and what they're doing is they have a Lunker Lovin' Smackdown. Now, the tournament is February 19th through the 21st. It's a one-day tournament, but if you register. It's like $200 a team or a boat, but 100% of the tournament money that comes in is going back to the anglers for the payout, and that's unheard of. But there is a $50 entry fee. Not really an entry fee, but what they call it, I don't even know what they call it, to be honest, now that I'm looking at it. It's a membership fee that you have to go to the Lunker. Let me put this up here. Let me put this up there. It's a membership fee to the Angler's House. It's $50. But if you register before the 31st, they're canceling that out. So you get it for free. So they're calling it the Blazing Hot Holiday Sale, free Angler House membership when registering for the Lunker Loving Smackdown by December 31st, 2020. If you want more information, go to bonfireseries.com. That's a great tournament. On Lake Kissimmee, I mean, you can't really beat what's going to go on there. It's going to be that's in a time when really, in all honesty, that's going to be an absolute crushing thing. If you need more information, join us. Here's what they say. Join us as we kick off the Bonfire Tournament Series with the post-Valentine's Day Lunker Lovin' Smackdown, featuring our signature Friday night bonfire party, a one-day bass fishing tournament on Saturday, and a weekend of activities and events for anglers and non-anglers to enjoy. The Bonfire Fishing Tournament Series is a team tournament with registration of $200 per team and 100% payout during the 2021 season. Anglers must be a member of the Angler House Club to fish the tournament. Membership is $50 an angler for the year. Proceeds for the event will be raised to keep Polk County beautiful and protect the Kissimmee chain fishery. College teams that enter will be automatically registered for the Bonfire Collegiate Cup, as they will be able to qualify for college and for Bonfire Shootout on November 20th and 21st for the Bonfire Cup. They actually have this one. They have the a Camp Mac Big Fish one. They've got really, in all honesty, it's a great series of fishing tournaments. And not to mention, I'm pretty sure that you'll see Major League Fishing Bass Pro Angler Bobby Lane out there with you too. We'll have Bobby here on the show to talk about this here coming up, because I know it's one of his sponsors. So if you missed it yesterday, they released the opens for 21 series for Bassmaster Classic, and they changed up things just a little bit. It's a great series to start off with, and I honestly believe that the Central Open might have been one of the most competitive fishing tournaments of all this year in 2020. Now, it's been a weird, crazy year, but still, they did a great job. But there's going to be some changes. This year, there was a Central and a South. Next year, there'll be three divisions. There'll be a Southern, Central, and Northern. And what's going to happen, the top three in each of the events will get an invite to the elites, and then the top three overall and Angler of the Year points will also get an invitation to the elites. And that means, so again, 12 new anglers will go into the Bassmaster Elites in 2022. Now, if I have to... there's also a couple other things. So also, if you don't know, the anglers usually fish 3 days. So there's 150 plus anglers, and then there's usually co-anglers. This year, the co-anglers will only fish day 1 and 2. After day 2, they'll announce the winner of the co-angler. They get money or a boat or whatever it is. And then the day 3, the top 10 anglers from the elite field will go in. So it should be, it's a little bit of a change. Not something I think everyone kind of realized this was going to be happening, or it was some rumblings in the industry that this was the goal. But again, there'll be 12 new anglers going in from the 2021 opens into the 2022 season. And overall the where they're going, they're coming to the Harris chain to start off with, which is going to be great for me. It means there's going to be at least 3 tournaments that I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover Lake Eufaula for NPFL, I think. And if I really have to give some props to somebody, there's 2 props I'm going to give. NPFL has 100% lived up to the word that they said. Now, if you remember, we had Brad on, and we had another angler, another one of the owners from NPFL even last year, maybe it was early this year, talking about one of the things they wanted to do was they weren't going to put the NPFL tournaments to go over or to be on top of the opens, that they wanted their anglers to be able to fish the opens if possible. And you got to give a tip to the hat to NPFL for doing what they said. That's what I said at the beginning. That's the craziest thing about this industry. Hold on. Is just how competitive and ugly people can get. I mean, it's really a weird. It's a weird year, but it's even weirder how competitive and ugly people have gotten, just because we're all in this group. So and I'm just saying it right now. It's not that I'm not going to be critical of other things that are out there, but I'm going to try to stay away from the negativity, because I don't need controversy clicks. That's the God's honest truth. If you don't like what I say or do, it's all right if you don't listen or subscribe. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But there's lots of great people out there that do great podcasts and social media stuff and all that stuff. I mean, Bass Talk Live, phenomenal. I'm not a huge fan of the Ike show, but he always has the best anglers, and they talk about things, and it's real. And so I would say that's a good one to go watch. I would say go watch Luke Duncan. I mean, Luke is, first off, he has a fabulous voice, but the second off, he's very opinionated, and he really does keep it real. As much as I don't listen to every one of his shows, but the ones I've listened to are always good. Even the LD and the MC just started a couple months ago. They are very critical, a little bit off the subject of everyday fishing life, but I mean, it's a little, at least it's entertaining. It is entertaining. So I'd say to go watch them. I would say to go watch the Stray Cats show. I'm not taking pot shots at any of them. I think that they all do great jobs. And you want to know what? As a fan, because that's what I am first, a fan, I like all of it more than anything. So check those things out. Hold on. Okay, Jonathan said, I like the 3 divisions, but Virginia isn't in the North. I think Virginia's in the Central. That's, Jonathan, you're dead right. What's up with the New York North tournaments spread around Michigan? You want to know why it's really hard to schedule these tournaments, Jonathan, to be honest. There is, with COVID happening, we don't know what we can do, and that's what we're going to get into our next thing. So it's been talked about all over, but I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you think. So comment below after I put this on YouTube. But what is going to happen with the Classic? I know, keep it real. I think the Classic, I think we need to start thinking about, should they have the Classic or should they postpone it? Now, or should they cancel the Expo? That's the 3 things: postpone, cancel, or cancel just the Expo. Now, that's what I want to know. Now, here's what you have to remember before you even give your comment. And I want you to comment below. The Classic brings in probably $25 to $35 million to the host city. Now, the host city, first off, pays for Bassmaster to come. They pay cash. They pay for hotel rooms. They do all that stuff, because it isn't just one person that shows up. The group that Bass brings on there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's people going off helping media. There's people that are helping anglers. There's all those people. Not to mention they have anglers that show up, anglers' families that show up. It's a huge ordeal. And a host city pays for Bass to show up, and rightfully so, because you want to know what? The host city might pay Bass a couple $100,000 to show up and a whole bunch of hotel rooms. But you want to know what it brings in? It brings in $25, $30, $35 million of revenue for that host city. It isn't just hotel rooms that we all have to buy. It isn't just the meals. It's car rentals. It's airplanes. It's gas. It's a huge giant stimulus that happens for that host place. So to think that I think right now Bass needs to start, and I know they are thinking about it. I shouldn't say I don't think. I know they are thinking about it, but Bass needs to put their best foot forth to say what are we gonna do with the classic. Now it's the classic and it's the Expo, but right now we're so everything is so COVID oriented right now. We don't know. Like just a couple days ago, or about a week ago, I think it was, the Miami International Boat Show canceled for February, the end of February, or sometime in February. And right after that is kind of the classic. So should they postpone it? Should they cancel just the Expo and run the tournament? But really, they should never cancel the tournament altogether. I mean, we can kind of nix that. That makes no sense. I mean, we saw Major League Fishing just recently say they were canceling the Expo, but they were going to hold the tournament. Now, here's the difference between Major League Fishing and Bass. We don't really know what Major League Fishing was going to have as their Expo. We had high hopes. Of course, we had amazing high hopes, but we really didn't know what was happening. I mean, how big was it going to be? All that stuff. They've never held one. And quite honestly, first time conventions and expos generally don't do as well as the Classic, the biggest fishing tournament in the world, and the Super Bowl of fishing. So I think, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I would like to see Bass postpone the tournament. That's just me, because I want to go to the tournament and also go to the Expo. The best thing about going to the Classic is not only covering it and seeing all friends and non-friends, but also the Expo is exceptional. It's exceptional. They're, as Craig said, enough canceling fish on. Yeah, but Craig, here's the question. Do they hold just the tournament and not do the Expo? Because we have to take in consideration that when the Expo happens, I think the last one I went to, there was 135,000 people showed up in. Now I say 3 days, but technically it's 2.5 days. It might be 2.25 days. They don't open the Expo till the middle of the afternoon on Friday, and they have it Saturday and Sunday. And then with weigh-ins, people leave to go to the weigh-ins and go to the whole thing. There's so much that goes into it. It's just, what I'm talking about is the tiny bit of what's going on. I think they need to say, look, we're going to push it back several months. While it changes the whole dynamic of the fishery, I still want to see the Expo. And I think that as a host city, I would say that they want to see the Expo too, because that's going to bring in thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. It's Jonathan wrote, let me read this, Jonathan. They should not have fans this year with a virtual expo and pile on the live content, which just might be huge for the people and cannot travel to the Classic. Untold merchandise sales are possible. Next year will come back as normal. So I can see your side of that, Jonathan. As a person who covers it and knows exactly what it is, that host city will lose so much money it's not even funny. If they and you want to know what, as cool it is as it is to have these virtual things, the ICAST virtual sucked. It sucked. It was horrible. It wasn't done right. It was hard to get into. There were problems logging in the first day, and honestly, there were very few companies that actually paid the $1,000 or up to $10,000 to be part of that virtual expo. And there were even companies that went outside the box and did their own, and those ones were even worse. They were poorly attended. I know that ICAST said that it was attended very well. I know I went in and spent 4 or 5 days at the ICAST virtual thing, and I probably logged in 100 times personally. I don't think a virtual expo is the right way to go. I think the industry the industry's made so much money since COVID started, and all the anglers out there fishing and fishing license and everything. It's unbelievable. I was at Academy just 2 days ago. God's honest truth. There's nothing on the shelves at Academy. It's ridiculous. However, you go to Bass Pro and on iDrive, and it's jammed with all of the stuff. Not many people inside the store because there just isn't the tourism that we have. But it's going to be a decision that Bass needs to look at. And personally, I would like to see him postpone the whole thing. I know that's going to hurt some anglers and hurt some people, and it's going to make conflicts in getting anglers and families and all that stuff to Texas at a different time. But I think that's the best thing that they can do. And I'm already hearing rumblings that is what is in the works. But let's hope they don't. I don't think they can cancel it overall. It's just too big of a tournament. But let's hope they postpone it, and it can be moved to a later date that it doesn't conflict with anything else, and they can still have a great tournament when we're not so COVID crazy right now. Because the country's still very much COVID crazy. I don't know how you feel about it. What's your thoughts on? I have a wife that's dealing with it all the time, every day, so I have maybe a little more insight on some things, but. In my opinion, I think that the Classic should be postponed, have the Expo, and continue to have the greatest tournament of all time. Because I said this, if you have an opportunity, if you're in Texas and you have an opportunity, you should go to the Expo. It's not just all the fishing stuff that's there. They usually broadcast live right from there. So you have Zona, and you have Mercer, and you have Height, and Ronnie Moore and Such, and all those five guys are on the floor broadcasting live, and then they get anglers to come in and talk about what's going on. So, there it is. Rumor is they're going to move the Classic to June. That's going to change the fishery, but you want to know it? That would still be fantastic. Let's move it to June when we can still have everybody there, and that would be great. I'm so done with COVID. Yeah, I have to say, while I appreciate how much COVID has helped get more anglers out there and go fishing, don't fish my waters. For the love of God, dude, don't fish my waters. My little pond has been beaten up. However, I did catch a really nice one that you'll see on an upcoming closer look. So let's hope they postpone it to June and continue with the Expo. That's the goal. Okay, guys. I think I said thank you. If you want one of the prize packs, email me, Steve. You might as well have my email address. Steve at Fishing Florida Radio or info at fishingfloridaradio.com. It's Steve at fishingfloridaradio.com. I should mention that. And, let me put that. The Classic isn't the Classic without the Expo. Yeah. I would like to see it go back to the end of the year too, where I think it's the year ending. It's kind of weird that it's always, next year it's the third tournament. So it's weird. Everyone, make sure you see all these guys on the bottom. Tackle Web, Shimano, Yamaha, Engel, Costa, Daiichi, Hook. Make sure you go support them. If you're looking for a gift, go to there and check out their websites. There's great stuff. Again, thank you to MirrOlure, DOA, Culper Riptide, Optima Batters, Daiichi, Starbright, Startron, Egret Baits, and more. If you want one of those prize packs, I just gave you an email. I'm going to do two crazy things. If you don't know, I'm doing 25 uploads during the 25 days of Christmas. Every day this month, I've uploaded something. I don't know if you noticed that. I've been really trying to put out the content for this month for you. So hopefully you guys appreciate it and enjoy it. However, I'm going to show you a couple. There's a bunch of closer looks that I've got coming up and a bunch that I'm working on. There's one right here from Funnel Jerk. Got those right there. Thank you to DOA Lures. My favorite worm. They sent me a couple bags of those. But here you go. I'm not going to show you everything in it. But this is going to be, I've unboxed, put the box inside the bag. And I'm going to do an unboxing. And I want to know, I'm not going to tell you who the box came from. But we're going to look at it a little bit differently. We're going to look at it and say, is this a good box? Yes or no? That's what we're going to do. And then last but not least, I opened the box. However, I have not looked into it. This, there you go. This came in yesterday, last night, 9 o'clock. I mean, who delivers shit at 9 o'clock, to be honest? From Thunderhawk Lures. So you're going to see a lot of Thunderhawk stuff. And I'm going to do an unboxing of this. Like I said, I haven't looked into it. They put newspaper so I couldn't see into it, but I cut it open so I could try to film that this morning before I go pick up the Bubba from his half day of school, and it's his last day of school, and he's very, very excited. Craig, thank you very much. Jonathan, thank you very much. Guys, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and click the notification button. And hopefully you're happy, healthy, and able to go fishing. I appreciate I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys watching the things that I do. Honestly, it's a little. If you ever talk to me personally, you would realize this is a little uncomfortable for me. That's the God's honest truth. I'm not a good-looking dude at all. I'm overweight, but I love fishing, and I'm a fan, and that's where we all are together because we're a team together. So I hope you're happy, healthy, able to go fishing. So without further ado, damn it, I don't want to say that anymore. I got to get that out of my head. Remember, take a kid fishing, get your fish on. We will see you soon. Cheers, guys. Thank you for everything. We'll talk to you guys. You'll see another upload tomorrow. Maybe it's that Cooler Webs bag one. We'll see. I got to film it, though. Guys, cheers.